China called last night our top trade people and said, let's get back to the table. So we'll be getting back to the table, and I think they want to do something. They've been hurt very badly, but they understand this is the right thing to do.
Well, President Trump making those comments today, just moments ago at the G7 summit, and that's raising hopes for a solution to this ongoing trade war. Erik Lundh is a senior economist at the Conference Board. He joins us now. You know, Erik, we've seen a lot of back and forth and contradictory remarks over trade policy. Why the change? Why that soundbite from the president this morning?
Well, I mean, I think what has happened is that the Chinese have taken some of the threats he's been making seriously.
Did they surrender?
I don't think they surrendered. I think they've maybe decided to come back to the negotiating table a little bit more. Of course, you had the escalation last week with respect to the Chinese tariffs. You had the president responding on Friday, and then some of the things he said over the weekend. I think that maybe Beijing has decided that it needs to take them a little more seriously.
Do you think Japan kind of stole China's card here in the trade deal that the U.S. and Japan inked? Japan saying they're going to buy more U.S. agriculture, for instance. That was kind of China's, what they threatened.
Sure. I think that the president was quite keen on the Chinese increasing some of the purchases of U.S. agricultural goods. That, of course, has fallen apart. And so U.S. farmers, to a certain extent, are being left on the hook. And the Japanese have sort of stepped in there to help the president out, I think, and help U.S. farmers out.
Now, you think we're nowhere near a resolution on this tit for tat?
I don't.
Why not?
I think that we've had so much back and forth really over the last 2 years. I think there's still a lot of distance between negotiators in Beijing and in Washington. And I don't think from the U.S. side the president is really willing to compromise at this point. I think maybe as we move into next year, as we get closer to the elections, if the U.S. economy begins to slow, the U.S. may be willing to come a little closer to the Chinese side, and the Chinese may be willing to meet them halfway.
What's the point of no return?
The point of no return in terms of the things just falling apart completely?
For both sides.
I think if the U.S. economy continues to do well, I think that if the president is able to secure a second term of office, I think that he'll be willing to execute some of those threats that he's made in terms of really forcing U.S. companies to try to decouple from China.
Yeah, the decoupling, of course. We were just showing video of the G20, the G7 summit, which is going on in France. And about 15 minutes from now, the president will have a meeting with German Chancellor Angela Merkel. Define how the pressure or the rhetoric around the trade war at the G20 by Europe is affecting, if at all, President Trump.
I think the president has been willing to tackle numerous sort of targets at the same time. We had a lot of the negotiations between Mexico and the U.S. occurring at the same time that he was taking on China, at the same time he was taking on Germany. So I think that the president and the U.S. would have a much stronger hand in confronting China if it were able to recruit some of the European Union members. I think he's trying to do that to some extent while he's in Europe this week, but it's a difficult sell.
Erik Lundh, thank you so much for your time.
Thanks.